Well, we live now, so quit your belly aching. You know. Uh, what I want to do real quick is share this link on Facebook if you don't mind. So I want to do that. You know.
You ain't gonna tell them what link you sharing?
Oh, okay, all right. Let me just share it real quick. Let people know that we are live.
We gonna mess around, lose our 50 some followers because we not consistent.
Yeah. But, we supposed to meet this weekend. It was my fault, but I mean, we'll get them back. I ain't worried about 50 losing 50 followers. Luckily, the numbers look good, so it works out. You know, we'll get them back. We're in beta testing, and I think our audience knows that we're in beta. So,
Think our audience know we in BS mode.
huh?
Think our audience feel like we might be in BS mode.
No, they know we're in beta. They already know. They know they see the different setups every week that we know we're going through testing. Um, they know what it is. So
Just don't
I'm
use that speaker room nonsense no more.
well, speaker room. What was that?
Boy, that's
Oh,
what.
yeah, yeah. Well, this works out. This like it's working pretty good. I gotta figure out the kinks, but it's okay. It's okay. Um, Robbie, how we doing, man?
We are doing good. Getting into the nitty gritty of work. So
Oh,
yeah.
look at that. Yeah, this is pretty. I mean, it's not that bad actually. I like it. Yeah. So welcome everybody. We are in beta testing, as I just told Robbie, and so there are still kinks
Extremely
to
late.
figure out. We need to start using OBS and figure out how to like bring everyone in OBS. But you know, um, we got spring break next week, so maybe we'll take some time to figure that out.
Oh, y'all
Uh,
spring break is next week too?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh, cool.
yeah. So yeah, so look, y'all, today, man, I wanted to talk about the hard truths, man. Um, there's some hard truths uh, that I just don't think that I mean, the Bible lets us know that um, we'll be moving into some very um, that the word that the Bible would be under attack. Um, and I think that we had such a good time where we didn't have to worry about anything. That as we move into that time now where the Bible is under attack, um, it feels like um, we need to make sure that we go through some of the hard truths that's out there. And I know you deal with people all the time who have a tough time um, recognizing the hard truths. Talking about those things, and I don't even know if it's just the hard truths. Just the lies that my pastor told me. Um, and so really going through those things, so I have a list of things that I was researching about. We know that the church is fundamentally against things like abortion. We know that the church is fundamentally against things such as the LGBT, not the LGBTQ community as the people, but the acts itself. We know that the church has taken a hard stance um, against. Well, I would say that this is a particular section of the church, but still against social political issues such as Black Lives Matter and things like that. Um, we know that inside the church there are a lot of arguments. But I guess my first question today is how do we deal with talking to people in a world where so many of our fundamental beliefs go against what popular society is telling us that we should be believing?
I don't think you can.
All right, well, let's end the show on that then. That was great.
Yeah. um, I don't know if it's more so an attack as opposed to our level of complacency and our level of people pleasing. You know,
Mm,
I think the danger that comes into play is when you have a lot of churches, um, and again we're gonna go towards money, but when you have a lot of churches using the Bible for financial gain, I
hmm.
think it sets a bad foundation. So it creates this mass confusion now because if if I'm at one particular church and I ask about, abortion, and the pastor doesn't flat out give me the truth about the biblical stance on abortion, I take that, and if I happen to move and go to another church, see, I take what I was previously taught to this new church, and then now I'm fighting against it. Um, I think the one thing I always agree with is when the pastor told me I don't want any more church people, because church people come with their own ideas and their own beliefs from previous churches. Like I don't want to the goal isn't to try to get people from other churches, because now if they wasn't taught correctly, that's a struggle within itself. And I think really that's what we're seeing. We're just seeing the aftermath of what happens when people are not taught correctly. So it's not a case of they don't believe the hard truth. I think it's now more so of they find their source more reputable than you. So how can you tell me, and quote unquote, you're not a pastor of a church, what the Bible stance is when my pastor is been, ordained by God to preach the word. And he's giving me a different take on what you're telling me, or she's giving me a different take on what you're telling me.
And you say that, and then I struggle because um, there's so many attacks against the Bible right now. We have um, we have the attacks where um, people people are saying how the Bible is man made, is written by man, and talking about the error in man. And I guess I think one of the things that is that people don't understand how the Bible was uh, had come to be. They don't understand how the scriptures were written, how the Bible was decided on. We have a lot of people that call themselves historians, and they pull a portion of it, but out of context. So therefore, it erodes whatever accuracy they may have. And I feel like a lot of times those things hurt us. It's a really strange the economy that we're in, because society is pushing on us that we must support um, we must support. I guess I want to say the act of the LGBTQ community, because I believe that God loves everybody. I think that God has grace for everybody. I do think uh, that the LGBTQ community is practicing sin. I mean, not well, active members of the community are practicing sin, but that doesn't mean that God doesn't love them. That doesn't mean that they are to be ostracized and made fun of. I mean, we don't do that to the adulterers. We don't do that to the fornicators. We don't do that to the liars, and we don't do it to the gossipers. So why is it that we've chosen to make this community the object of our attention?
I will say this: what does the Bible say about same-sex relations?
Um, I mean, I would assume it's the same thing that the Bible says about any um, act. I mean, we have to think about the fact that he calls it an abomination, but he also calls light an abomination. He calls Gossip is an abomination. A false witness is an abomination. He calls all these things abomination. So,
but see, how can I say this? I feel like the the issue that comes into play is that me and you are both men. We both like women. And I can accept that from time to time I lie, which means you're going to lie. But I'm about to say ignorant to something I fully just don't support. And I don't understand. I
mm,
don't understand how a man can like another man. That's one. I think two, correct me if I'm wrong. At one point, wasn't like AIDS seen as the gay drug or the gay gene?
ah,
Yo, did your camera just go dark, bro?
I'm sorry. I don't know what just happened there.
I probably like you was like,
So,
and it went black.
so I do believe that there is. Let me say this. I do believe that the sin itself does cause a lot of harm. Um, I watched a great debate. There's a gay pastor. He's of the he has I think it's called the gay church actually. Um, and in this church he was arguing with two world renowned theologians who like that. This is a real heavy hitting Bible teaching right here. And what they talked about was how the statistics show that same sex relationships do lead to um, higher higher illnesses, higher deaths. They don't, we all know they can't reproduce life and things like that. So when the Bible says that these things will produce death, we can see it. And I think that one of the toughest things about it is that we live in a world where you can't say out your mouth, "Oh, you're wrong," because there is no such thing as wrong in today's society. Nothing is wrong. You can't do anything wrong today. If I smack Reba, there's someone out there in the world that's going to say some equal lefts, equal rights. You know,
Well,
um,
that see, I feel like it's the opposite. I feel like we live in a society where everything is wrong. And the only difference is who has more of a union to fight the other wrong.
hmm,
Like was and we'll use this. Was it wrong for um Will Smith to go on stage and slap Chris Rock?
absolutely not.
Yes. But was it wrong for Chris Rock to sit here and make, these jokes about his wife? Absolutely.
No,
You
no,
know.
no, no. I don't think Will Smith is wrong. I
Yeah,
don't.
he had a better way of handling it. He was on live TV. It was at a function, and some people will argue, "Hey, these are comedians. They have a history of making fun of people in the audience. You overreacted. You've been getting talked about for years. All of a sudden now, are you gonna go slap everybody that talked about you?"
The doggone right.
And he has yet to do it. But that's what I'm saying. I
He,
feel like we live in this society whereas everything is wrong, and all we caring about is who has the stronger union to cancel out your wrong. So if I say, which ain't no if to it, I'm a straight man. You know, I have friends who I know a guy that's gay. We laugh and joke 40 going north, but he understands his lifestyle goes against the Bible. So whenever he tries to say, I'm gonna get married, and I correct him to say, you mean a civil union, because for me there's a big difference. The world gives you a license to be together, but marriage is from God, and that's between a man and a woman. There are a bunch of people that tell me, "Oh, you wrong. You don't like gay people. You going against the LGBTQ community." I don't care. It is what it is. It's like trying to tell me 1+1 = 3, but you can't show me. Like, the issue becomes, at the end of the day, as long as my actions don't disrespect you, physically, emotionally, and mentally. Like, if you ask me my opinion and I give it to you and you don't like it, guess what? Don't ask me my opinion. It's like going to the doctor. Hey, doc, what's wrong with me? Oh, your blood pressure too high. Okay, cool. How do I fix that? You got to stop drinking Pepsis. The devil is a lie. You just don't like Pepsis, doc. No, fool. You got to stop drinking Pepsis. That's what he's telling you. He's telling you to change your diet. If he's telling you, hey, yeah, you ain't drinking enough water, it's noticing in your stool. Doc, you lying. My body is 70% water. And you done clogged up a good 40% of it. So now you're probably about 30% water. And you're about to die of dehydration.
You went personal there, and I don't like that. So
Which personal did I go?
talking about the Pepsi thing, that was very personal.
I don't see how you drink Diet Pepsi.
Still, every once in a while, I may want a real Pepsi.
See, that's every once in a while. You took the doctor's advice and you slowed up on them.
Yeah, so I guess to get into the more nitty gritty part of it is that, yeah, I think that people don't want to. Once again, nobody wants to be ruled and told what they can't do. Uh, Nobody wants to go through what the wisdom is of God. No one wants to want to go through any of that stuff. So anytime you have people that have to go through that, they become a bit aggressive. Hold on one second, Rob. Hold on.